Have you ever played the game where you have to like guess the impression? It's called like one word impressions. That'd be a fun little game for you and I to play. So it's kind of like, if let's say you're trying to do an impression of somebody, you can only try to make the other person guess what it is, and you can only say one word.
Can you have an example?
Okay. So you pick the word. You pick a word.
I have to pick. I can't even say the word I want.
No, you pick the word for me to say. This is all exemplatory.
Okay, so I'll say the word is automobile.
Okay, automobile. Okay.
A lot of syllables there, so big opportunity.
Okay, and then I think of somebody to do an impression of, such as automobile.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Nope. Automobile. Automobile.
Mark Normand.
Automobile.
Gilbert Godfrey.
What? That could not be further from automobile. Like I can't do a Gilbert.
Hey, who is it?
I think I was trying to do Bob Dylan.
Oh, that's not bad.
Automobile.
Automobile.
Yeah. See. Yeah. You know, it's
Okay, give me one.
Give you a word. Okay.
Yeah.
Looking for a word with some good syllables in it. Suitcase.
Suitcase.
Woody Allen.
No. The suitcase.
Dan Turner.
Suitcase.
Christopher Walken.
Suitcase.
See, it's harder than you think it is.
Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
Tough.
Yeah, that is a tough game. That is a tough. Maybe
Well,
we
I gotta
shouldn't
do
play
game
it. Maybe we
best
shouldn't
today.
play it because I feel like
Yeah.
neither one of us are good enough at impressions that we would never.
Okay, I'll give me one more. I bet I can get it to you.
Am I giving you the word or?
Yeah, give me one more word.
Okay. We're looking around. Let's say television.
Well, television.
Do that
It wasn't
again.
very good. Television. I can't even do it. The word does. I don't know.
Are you trying to do a Jar Jar
Television.
Binks?
No, it's not very good. It's just that character doesn't say the word too much.
Okay. Yeah, see, it's
Yeah, I
tough.
get-
That's part of the
It was
camp.
gonna
If you're
I was gonna be bubbles, but you need like a full sentence. Like, well, fuck, Rick, there's a goddamn television over there.
I think that's part of the challenge of the game, though.
The allure.
That's part of the.
Okay.
Yeah, it's part of the hard part.
Well, we'll iron that one out.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll iron-
lovely.
We'll iron it out.
Well, ready to kick it then?
Yeah, sure. Let's kick it.
Continuing
Tonight on Two Season a Pod, 96.7 on your.
Two C's in a pod, 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 two C's just like two C's in a pod, two C's because we're two C's in a pod, two C's just like two C's in a pod, two C's in a pod at gmail.com.
Welcome, 105? 105?
Episode 106.
106. 106. Oh, let me start recording then.
All right, episode 106. We'll have to steal that your clips from the audio of the first one. Sorry about that, but we're good. Better late than never, like they say. Still there?
Kick it.
Kick it. Kick it. All right, 105, 106. Suck my dicks. We got a coffee. We got a beer. We're all in the clear. That's what they say.
Fantastic introduction, Cam. Glad to see those introduction classes you're taking are going well. You signed up for them a long time as a segue classes. Two Season a Pod. You got to open up with the show name, baby. Two Season a Pod, episode 106. My name is Cameron Osborne. I'm sitting here. His name is Cam LeClaire.
That's me.
And that is how you introduce something. I mean, look at Farhan Lalji, right? Are you ever sitting down to watch The National and he doesn't immediately tell you it's The National? Even though
yes, he doesn't because he does not work on the National. He works for TSN.
Oh, who am I thinking of then?
You're thinking of the guy with the droopy eyes.
Ah, crap. I forget his name.
There's Andrew Chang.
Yeah, I know Andrew Chang.
Adrian Arsenault, and then there is I think he's the best one too.
And even Andrew Chang's there. You know who he is. You know what you're watching because you very consciously clicked The National. However,
Yeah,
he'll
but
always
people-
open by telling you, welcome to The National.
Ian Hammerit.
Ian Hammerit, thank you.
No, Ian Hanno. I don't know how to pronounce it.
So that's the way that you got it. Cam, I think, because you and I should be splitting these introductory duties, right? It shouldn't necessarily always be me or always be you, for that matter, right? But we got to let the kids...
Why are you taking so much credit? I do it all the time.
You do it.
I don't do it well.
However,
I
I
don't do it
always need to underscore what you were saying, because this is Two Season Pod, episode 106. Big week coming up. A lot of fun action on the show this week, but mainly we are at our season finale of MacGyver.
In Fiverr, and we'll kick on that later. I'm just going to kick off the episode for us.
Yeah,
correct?
sure.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure, 'cause we haven't had that problem yet, but it will happen in the future at some point.
Well,
where
of course,
we both...
old slobs will probably remember that here in the Two Seasons Pod studio, we have a very large whiteboard. However, many, many weeks ago, Cam was using a permanent marker on the whiteboard, so it still says kind of like our show's itinerary from like episode 42 or something. Long, long time ago.
Waiting for episode 142 to make that a correction.
Really?
You know, clocks,
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
A broken clock's right twice a day.
That is a good point, unless it's a 24-hour clock, and in which case, how does it work? Don't know.
I mean, wouldn't it just work bigger?
No, because
I mean,
think
this is a 24-hour clock.
Yeah, but wouldn't you still need the minutes hand? If it's a circle, you would like the minutes would have to be doing its own thing. Are you from Quebec? Let us know. twoceasinapod@gmail.com. Do you guys have 24-hour clocks?
What's your take on people who put the 24-hour clock on their phone?
Well, there's some industries that operate in the 24-hour cycle. So I think out of the people who I know who use that 24-hour phone clock, it's because their job lines up with that cycle.
That makes sense.
If
to me.
you're
It's the people that don't,
if you're
those are the people that are insane.
Yeah, if you're in entertainment or film, that's how these things are sort of branded to you, right? So there's to avoid confusion about start times and end times and things like that. So for them, it makes sense. For if you don't, I don't quite get it. Yeah, that's it's just a bit unnecessary.
You're a nerd.
That being said, though, maybe you're just trying to use a little bit, get those synapses firing, right? Do a little bit of that mental math. I would think about it like somebody with an iWatch. Right? There's probably a setting that you can keep it in that digital setting, or you can move it over to that analog clock face. And you're thinking to yourself, why would you go analog if you could go digital? Well, it's because you want to sing for your supper, right? You got to do a little bit of work.
Yeah, I mean, if you had an electronic watch like an iWatch, do you do analog, or do you do the other one?
Cam, you hit your little podcast back 30 seconds button, because that's literally exactly what I said. Okay. Cam's very preoccupied at the moment, apparently.
I got a dog that's barking at me to come in the door, so.
And now this is interesting, Cam, because it seems as though every single week you have a dog barking.
I don't know what to do with the dog. I don't know whose dog it is.
Yeah, it is almost like this, which is funny, because when I think about dogs in their rest time, it's that they'll just be sleeping on a couch. But for some reason, Cam, you have this kind of dog that needs, or you're giving, just constant attention. Even for this little kind of hour that you and I can spend together.
She's down now. We're good.
I mean, that's until it's not.
Until it's not. But we'll wait for that to happen.
Okay.
Injury report for you, Cam. Haven't heard this one in a while, which is good news.
Cam's injury report, of course.
Cam's injury report.
Big segment.
So my back was just hurting so bad. It felt like there was something right down the middle I couldn't turn my neck. So I went and got a massage today. And then 3 minutes into the massage, something popped. She's like, I bet that felt good. I'm like, yeah, what the hell was that? Later on, she tells me one of my rib heads had poked out and was not back in its spot. And that was probably causing a lot of tension. So I basically had a dislocated rib, which is why that hurt.
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know, because I'm so strong.
No, that's definitely not the reason.
Probably though.
Well, okay, so you're
probably because I work so hard.
Right, because Cam, you're working those. A lot of people will do a program where they'll sort of do like chest and tries or buys and back. You've been focusing a lot on ribs.
Obliques.
Right, you've been focusing. You'll do like ribs and obliques. You'll have a day that's just abs and ribs. A lot of these things, kind of like a new program.
It's not a new program. It's been the Pavel Tazzolini method.
Right.
Work on your obliques. Everything else will come. You must not be read up on the literature.
No. Unfortunately, I don't listen to Rogan, so I don't know the latest in the culture. So I might still be a few years back on the culture.
Just focus on your obliques. That's what gets you. That's what gets you the success in life.
Right. And how's that working for you?
I'm killing it, crushing it. New job on Monday, baby.
Right. So besides the dislocated rib, it's going fine.
Yeah, no, it's good. My back hurts all the time. I can't sleep at night. Do you ever have those nights where you can't sleep? And you know how they tell you if you can't sleep, don't try and stay in bed, but get up and do something else? You ever heard this?
I've never seen this nor heard about this.
So they say if you cannot sleep at all, get up out of your bed, go do some cleaning, go read a book or something like that. Oh my God, Cam, you were right. Okay, get outside.
This happens all the time, apparently. I guess.
Anyway, so yeah, I do that the other night. I wake up at 4 a.m. and can't do anything, or I can't like sleep or anything. So I go and watch the Olympics at like 3 a.m. They don't have a broadcast team at that time in the morning, surprisingly enough.
How's that? Why is that surprising?
I don't know, because I thought it was 24-hour coverage.
Who the hell? Yeah, but in North America, who the hell's watching the Olympics at 3 a.m.?
But I might watch it later where I want a broadcast team. You know what I mean?
Well,
I want a live broadcast team.
I mean, I bet for them, though, just kind of record the footage and then have your sports guy do play-by-play over the recorded footage as if it's live. It would probably, it would work out all the same.
I don't know. I feel like you need the energy there.
Yeah, the energy? Well, I mean, I guess they're still staring at a screen either way.
I don't know. Aren't the people broadcasting there live?
That is a good question.
Like,
I don't know.
I thought so.
I mean, but I wonder, in the COVID Olympics, how, is it safer to just have them here?
It's probably safer, but I mean, you're looking at quality of TV.
That's true, Cam, because you and probably 32 other people are up at 4 a.m. wanting to watch the Olympics.
I think it's more than you think.
Yeah, you think so? Well, I mean, then that's just 4 a.m. in the Eastern time zone, right? If you're living out west, that's midnight. That's your wind down
like nothing,
time.
yeah.
That's nothing to them.
I mean, are you going to watch the Canada game tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern time?
No. I'm not going to watch shit.
What? Oh, you're not? So you're anti-Olympics?
Not anti-Olympics. I just don't care about the Olympics.
Oh, so you don't support Canada is what you're trying to tell me?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, as soon as they got rid of those Hudson Bay Company wool gloves and switched over to Lulu,
oh my God! Did you see how expensive those are now?
Well, the new ones, the new Lululemons are fucking expensive. Yeah, back in the old days when the old HBC was running it, they were cost effective and a fantastic stocking stuffer.
Yeah, I think everyone had a pair of those. Now, here was something I was thinking about the other day. Because did you look at the Olympic lineup from Lululemon?
Just there was I had seen a few of there was like a toque, kind of like a knee length jacket almost.
Yeah,
and a couple things like a bag. There was a satchel of sorts.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day because I think getting anything Olympic wear immediately dates whatever you're gonna wear. So if I just have a black coat, you can be like, it doesn't look like a new black coat, but it could have been from last year, or it could have been from 5 years ago. If I have the Olympic jacket on, I feel like that's just, unless it's from like the 70s, not that cool.
So it's not vintage if it's not cool if it's only 5 or 6 years old.
I think you just look a little silly, like if you're buying a Lululemon coat, I imagine those things are like $300.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty pricey.
Yeah, I mean they know how to charge prices for sure. I would just imagine that just seems like a poor investment.
An Olympic themed, yeah. Like, how many people are buying it? Like, chances are, especially if you live in Canada, you already have a winter jacket, you already have warm gloves, you probably already have a toque. Why you would want to go out and buy a slightly more expensive version of that just so it says Canada on it? I don't know. Maybe those kind of people are out there. You know, I've had the same. I kind of have a couple winter jackets, right? I have my one winter jacket that I'll wear out and about. You know, it's a little bit it's a little bit nicer, but then I have like the ski jacket, you know, that has the
parka, yeah.
Or you know, it has like the fleece lining, and then you zip over the outer shell.
Oh, I don't have one of those.
You know, and it has the snaps around the midriff that you would snap into your snow pants. It's a ski jacket. You know, it's the warm jacket. That's the jacket I'm already wearing for if it's, you know, if I'm out and about doing stuff. You know, if you're on a toboggan, you're going skating and you might fall down, skiing, like those types of things. I'm already wearing that jacket. And then I have my warm out and about winter jacket. After that, I don't need any more fucking jackets. Like, who needs a jacket still? Who's out there going like, you know what I need? A new winter jacket.
Well, I'll tell you. So, do you know the North Face? You've heard of that company?
Yes.
So, they have I think it's like a lifetime warranty on their jacket. This winter, Shannon breaks her zipper on her jacket.
Oh, a zipper? I never thought about that.
She emails them, goes, "Hey, my zipper's broken on this thing. Like, what can you do? Can I get a new coat?" They're like, "Oh, no worries. Send the coat in to us. We'll evaluate it. We'll get it back to you. Should take about 12 weeks." You're like, it is January 4th. No, not a fucking chance I can give up I only have one. So eventually we just said, fuck that. We'll go get it repaired. And then we emailed them like, hey, that's a completely unreasonable request. I don't know where you live, but if you look outside where I live, it's fucking very cold outside. And then they just reimburse the, what do we call it? The new zipper. So good on them.
The cost of the repair.
Yeah, exactly. Which was like $60 actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, what else do you expect, right? It's not like there's a North Face store on the corner of every major intersection that you can just bring it into and they'll go.
Yeah, but like if they gave that option at first, you know, it's like, I know it's pretty unreasonable for me to ship a coat out.
I mean, where's the closest North Face store?
I don't even know if there is one.
Right? It's sort of like, well, I guess that is one of those things, right? You purchase something in an online space or somewhere.
Yeah,
where
how's your speaker? Is your speaker in yet? Speaker gate?
All the gates are done. I think we're still waiting on Comic Gate. But yeah, the IKEA furniture got in. The speakers got in. So my gates have subsided. You know, it did take a little while though. It took about 2 months for the speakers to come in. No, maybe a month and a half. Yeah.
I thought it was way longer than that.
No. It was like very, very last few days of December.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, but bike gates over. We're happy about that.
Yeah, all the gates are kind of subsided for now, at least. Until more exciting stuff happens, Cam.
Until they're not.
Let's get into the show. Then, shall we? Because we've got some things from last week that we do need to address because we got some notes.
We got some notes. We got some notes. We got some notes.
Okay.
Nothing really. Of course, last week, Cam, we had in the thralls of the truckers coming into the city and moving around the country there, and just on the subject of temper tantrums in general. The one temper tantrum that I threw as a kid was not at a Swiss chalet. It was actually at a nice restaurant in Florida where presumably I was visiting my Uncle Pete. My Uncle Pete, shout out to him. Classic. Not my dad's brother, just my dad's friend that you call uncle. I'm sure we all got one of those, a couple of those lying around.
Nope.
I was out in Florida visiting my Uncle Pete, where I was right. I sat under the table and started to throw a temper tantrum, and I may have thrown a glass onto the table. Not sure if the glass broke, nor not sure the name of the restaurant, but I just wanted to clear that up. It was at a nice restaurant in Florida, not at a Swiss Chalet.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
And did someone fact check you on that? Someone listen, be like, "You fucking liar."
Well, sometimes, it is sort of like one of those things, like waiters, chefs in restaurants, they'll have a story of, like, oh, one time I served Robert Pattinson one time, when I was working as a server. And similarly, somebody was like, oh, wow, one time I served a young Cameron Osborne. So I, kind of those messages will start to come in,
Just never forget.
Exactly. With the more popularity and more success of the show, the more of these things we'll start to hear.
I'm looking forward to, looking forward to people me tooing you possibly.
No. Just, mostly,
I dated Cameron when we were 16 years old and he didn't buy my coffee. Coffeegate. I once went on a Tinder date and I did not get the girl a coffee.
Like you didn't.
Big mistake.
Like you didn't pay for the coffee?
I got to the shop early and then I already had my coffee and she came like, oh yeah, just go grab whatever you want. And I didn't get the coffee. I was like, dumb move on my part. That didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, had you bought that coffee, Cam,
I might be in a different house.
You could be in a completely different house. Long hair, big beard. Your entire life could have been drastically different, all because who knows? Not everybody drinks coffee either. So
yeah, and that's what I should have done is been like, what do you want? I'll pay for it as a small gesture. Mm-hmm. And then pull out a wallet that has a bunch of Monopoly money in it, but like it's rolled over one way, so I look rich.
Right. And then you pop open your wallet, a big Magnum condom pops out, and then you're like,
"Is that mine?
Oops.
That must be the small one I keep around just in case of emergency."
And then she picks it up and she says, "Why did it expire in 2007?" It's sort of all part of the courting process.
Yeah, that's love, baby.
If that ain't, then I don't know what is.
If this ain't love, then I don't know what is. That's a country song that I just came up with. Magnum fell out.
No, I
of
think
the
you're
pocket.
thinking. I think you're thinking that song by Gym Class Heroes.
What's this? What's it called?
Take a look at my girlfriend, cause she's the only one I got. Na 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 na.
Ba-da-da-da. That's by Gym Class Heroes?
No, it's a song by somebody else, but they did the sample with Patrick Stump on Fall Out Boy. And then I think the line in the pre-chorus is, "If that ain't love, then I don't know what love is. Take a look at my girlfriend."
No, I don't think I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I think I just came up with a country song.
Nah.
If this ain't country, then I don't know what is. If this ain't love, then I don't know what is. Hop in the back of my Ford Escort. Just kidding, it's a Ford Bronco.
There we go.
That's it.
There we go. Been to the back of the Ford Escort.
I think that's a Ford Escort. Is that no? That's a who makes the Escort? Mercedes. Anyone making an Escort?
I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. No.
Kind of sounds like a stripper thing.
Maybe a stripper's
Escort.
car.
There's Escape.
That's a Ford.
Yeah, because Shannon has one of those. I don't know if they make something Escort. Notes. I got a game for us this week, buddy. It's a brand new game.
New game. Let's do it.
Every person that tells me, Cam, you don't prepare for the podcast at all. Do you even do this? I come up with games. I'm creative.
That's true. You have come up with a few games in your time. A lot of games, actually.
Cam, why is there always a dog at your house, and why is it always barking? I come up with games. Is my response.
You know what the best way to stop a dog from barking on a Friday?
Kill it.
You kill it on a Wednesday.
That's it. That's what they told us in gym class. All right.
Heroes.
The game is called Futures. The game of Futures, Cam. Do you know the concept of Futures?
He put out an album with Drake that I never listened to.
That was a good one.
I think he is a part of possibly either the Coachella or Lollapalooza lineup, and I still couldn't name a single song.
Okay, good. The concept of futures is betting on things that are going to happen far in the future. Now, Cam, we're going to do a little bit of a over-under on the futures here. So I have 6 different bets here, and I want you to bet on the over or the under of the future.
Okay.
First future, the number. Oh, also, you know how over-under works. Like if I'm doing a half point, then you have to bet the over, which would guess at 1. The under would be 0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. First number, half, 0.5. The number of Toronto-based sports teams of the major 4 that will be winning a championship by 2027.
Okay, now that fourth being what? CFL or
let's
MLS?
Keep it 3. Let's keep it 3. Sorry, let's keep it 3.
Okay, so between the Raptors, Jays and
Leafs.
the Leafs, championships won by 2027.
So 5 years.
5 years from now. That's a hard one. I mean, statistically speaking, it would be 0. Right? Statistically speaking, I'd have to take the under, just because if you were to kind of culminate all the years and, out of all
I don't know. The Jays are, I think, 1-8 to win next year.
They have good odds right now?
Yeah.
You mean 8-1?
I don't know, something like that.
Well, because I think 1-8 would mean for every one World Series, they would win 8 times.
Yeah, which is good still.
Oh, that
Like, if you're betting at the beginning of the year?
no, I think it would be 8-1 for every 8 World Series. They would win 1.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Because
Same-
1-8 is like that. That means there's an 800% chance they're gonna win.
There you go. Take the over,
I
buddy.
mean, you gotta take the over on that. Yeah, I don't know how the Jays do. The Leafs. I think the Raptors will do well over the next 5 years. I'm very happy on the future of that team. But will they win a championship? No, I'm gonna have to take the under on that one. I'm gonna have to take the under. I don't think
You don't even discuss the Leafs, eh?
I don't know enough about hockey nor baseball to kind of give that opinion about it. And
Fair. So
also,
you mostly on the Raptors.
yeah, and also what I know about the Leafs is that they're nowhere near a position to actually win a championship.
I disagree, but
Yeah.
their playoff history has said otherwise.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because in terms of like hard caps, and I know out of the people who I know are making money, and then how do they kind of fill all the other little spots in there? Sitting around a 6th seed right now, I think. Yeah, I know. I am gonna have to take the under on that one.
Okay.
I feel
Taking the under.
I feel as though in the next 5 years, the Raptors will have the most success when kind of all is said and done. But still nobody.
Okay, next one up, Cam. This is a future, so this is not the current. Remember that.
Yep.
1.5 is your number. Number of boosters you will have to take on in your arm. 1.5.
So I guess I've got one. No, I'm definitely gonna take the under on this one. Certainly the booster is still kind of like that little optional thing. Where, you don't have to have it. Like I'll play basketball Thursdays and you got to show your proof of vax, but it's just the first 2, right? You don't have to show your booster proof. So I'm still going to have to take the under on that one just because, yeah, I feel as though they're not going to make you do that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We only thought we'd have to take one at first. All right. I'll take the under on the 1.5. I'm going to take the under on that one as well. I will take the over on the Toronto-based sports teams, but I'm an optimist.
Love to see it.
All right, next number, 150.
Okay.
Number of episodes left in Two Season a Pod.
That is a good question, Cam. Now, when you start a podcast, just kind of like starting a band or starting a new relationship, starting a new job, you don't think about how it's going to end.
Never.
right? Are we the Beatles? You know, and we have a 10-year rise to the top, and then you and I go our separate ways with our own solo shows, or are we another band that has stayed together? That is a good question, Cam. I think this show, so 150 more episodes,
150 more, so we would be at
256.
Yeah.
Will we make it to 256? Now this
We
one's
do about 50 a year.
yeah, approximately 50. Well, you know, we'll do the one a week. Sometimes we kind of put a couple episodes together in 1 week, or we'll kind of split them up. So that's 3 more years. Now, Cam, I can personally see now, and this is not a knock against you. I think if the podcast were to end, it would be your decision. Just because I feel as though you have maybe more things kind of going on in your life, professional, personal, than I do, where I could keep this going until I'm 60. I could keep this going forever. But Cam, I feel as though you are closer to selling all your things and buying a van and traveling the country and working remotely. Like, you're closer to that. And if we do that, well, then the fucking podcast is probably off. I mean, I have a hard enough time wrangling you down to sit at your fucking desk for an hour.
I make it once a week.
Yeah, of course you do make it once a week. You know, but if you were to live off the grid, things could be different. So not a knock against you, you know, but I could do this for another 150 episodes. So I would take the over on this one.
All right, so 3 more years.
3
and then we
more
call
years.
it quits. Next number is half.
0.5.
0.5.
Okay.
Number of lockdowns to come in Ontario.
Yeah, will we get one more good lockdown? Sure as hell hope not. I'm gonna take the under on this one too. I think the current kind of like political climate is very difficult, and I don't see things going in that direction, especially with some of the other countries, the way that they're starting to play things. Us as another G8 country, well, if all the other G8 countries aren't doing it, why would we do it? I don't think we'll see any more lockdowns, especially as severe. Well, I mean, I guess my question would be, so the one that we just got out of, was that a lockdown?
For sure. Yeah, that was a lockdown. They locked everything
Okay,
down.
but for example, it's like, yeah, you couldn't go to, you couldn't go to the movies, you couldn't go to the gym, you couldn't go to dining, but there was no CERB.
Oh, yeah, I still consider that a lockdown, though. I mean, you couldn't go to places.
Yeah.
It wasn't just capacity limits. It was you were not allowed to go here.
Right. Because I guess, like, what is a quote lockdown, right? Is it the nobody leaves their house?
I mean, they haven't done that in forever.
So it is kind of hard to say, like, I mean, because I think essentially what you're saying is, how many more times will they shut down gyms, indoor dining, and movie theaters?
Yeah,
right.
basically.
I guess if that's kind of our benchmark for it, especially as we lead into the summer, I do not see that happening again. So I guess the question would be, would it happen fall, winter of 2022, like the end of the
better
year?
not. That's my wedding.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? It's so if a lockdown is putting a capacity on weddings, I would say no.
All right.
I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under.
I'm hoping you're right on that one. 5.5. Speaking of weddings, 5.5, Cam, the number.
Okay.
Weddings you'll have attended by the end of 2024.
Okay, so I'm going to 3 this year.
So that means 3 more.
So that means 3 more. Now, I have a few friends who are in the ballpark, in the position.
Yeah. No one's pulled the trigger yet, but
no one's pulled the trigger yet. Well, I have a friend who is getting married this year that I feel like I'm not going to be invited to I'm not going to be invited to the ceremony reception, but it might be like a, hey, come to the dancing, or come at 9:30.
I don't think that counts.
Like a full rig.
I think you need the RSVP note to come to your door. for it to count.
Yeah, that's a good point. See, I'm going to have to take the over on this as a gamble just because I don't know how many of Jess's friends or family are in the ballpark either. I know she has a couple cousins who have been with partners long term, but I don't know what's going on over there. So I feel like there could be some invites of people who I didn't even know were kind of close to getting married or whatever. And I'm also going to assume that my stepbrother's going to get married in the next 3 years. So I can pretty much guarantee that one. So I'm going to take the over on that. 2024. Yeah, I'll take the over.
It's a good bet.
Yeah.
That's a lot of it's a lot of cash you're going to be giving out. Well, just give the most to me.
You have to give cash?
Well, if you attend a wedding, you typically give cash.
I thought you gave like a
toaster?
gift, like a toaster or a set of cutlery.
I mean, we're trying to I think we're trying to get that impression across. Like, we've lived together for 5 years now. We don't need a toaster. We're good on the toasters.
Yeah, that is a very dated thing, especially because couples live together now sometimes for years before they actually marry each other. And then even so, if you're 32 and getting married, you've probably lived on your own, which means you have shit already. And then you're just kind of asking, it's like, well, I want a bigger TV, so it's just like, I want a new. We want a new kitchen table.
Unless you're buying me a house,
unless
I'll take the cash.
Unless you're buying me the specific things I want, or a 40 of Tito's might that's also
40
good.
Tito's. I will accept the new TaylorMade Stealth driver. 32-inch would be preferred with a draw face on.
Right,
it.
because
other than that, cash is great.
Yeah, because there's some things that it's as good as cash.
Yeah,
because you're gonna spend your cash on it anyways, like a driver,
easily,
like some Tito's,
golf lessons, golf balls, just like common things people
just
use,
normal things. Everybody uses golf balls, golf tees.
I could use new wedges, right? A new golf bag would be great,
right?
Just like common things that people use.
Exactly, things that are everybody know about.
Everybody uses.
Yes,
everybody uses them. All right, and the last over, Cam. Speaking of golf, wow, my segues are fucking good today.
Not bad.
22.5.
Okay.
Strokes over par for the best player in our tournament of 9 ball golf, 9 frisbee golf.
Yes, of course. The Two-Season-a-Pod invitation, the Two-Season-a-Pod Classic Pro-Am Invitational is coming up this summer. We still have to hammer out some of the details. I actually think it would be. I actually think we'll. If we're doing, I think we need to maybe adjust the format. Even I was thinking, stretch it out over 2 days. And that way we can play 18 and 18 because 18 holes of disc golf, that's an hour and a half.
Gotcha.
Maybe
18 holes,
maybe
ball
2
golf,
hours at most.
3 to 4 hours.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe if we could maybe make it like a 2-day affair, right?
Wow.
Or can be over the span of 1 day again. But yeah, the disc golf will. So 22.5. Sorry, what is the wager?
22.5 strokes over par for the best player. So like whoever wins the invitational, if your total score, I guess that's if we did 8 double, it would be or 18, then it would be 44.5. So you'd be looking at like 22.5 strokes per game, basically.
Right. So the last time I played golf was, and probably, it was the corporate retreat. Had a lot of fun on that day. And the next time I play golf will probably be the Two-Season-a-Pod Invitational. So
and you shot, what, a 105 that day?
Yeah, ish. It was a very honest 105, too.
So if you shot 105, that's like 33 over.
Right. So the real, and if we're playing 18 holes of disc golf.
And that's where the question is, I don't know how good you are at disc golf. And can you make some birdies?
Yeah, I'll make birds. Well, depending.
And then the question is, how good am I at either? Right.
That's the thing. Depending on the course we play at. Yeah, depending on the course we play at. Usually the few courses that we play here, I'll finish around at maybe 3 to 6 over. If you have a bad hole or you go out of bounds somewhere, you might. Shit happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the real question is how will I perform at my ball golf? And if we're picking 44.5, that's what we're picking. I guess in the situation where we play 18 and 18, because I do think that is very feasible. I'm going to have to take the under on that one. I'm going to have to trust my abilities and, the urge to compete at a high level and take the under at that.
So that would be, for golf there, you're looking at a little bit above bogey golf. A little bit better than bogey golf.
Yeah.
And then cleaning up later on. So you're probably looking in the 90s for your golf game if you're doing good, and then, or just more. And then, going from there. Okay, well, let's hope for the best on that one. Hopefully, I don't know who's going to win that game. I think we'll see.
Well, yeah, and I think that particular contest will be a great demonstration of, you and I both spending more time at the other thing. You spend a lot of time on the ball golf course, and I spend a lot of time on the disc golf course. So, we'll have to find a course somewhere in the Waterloo area.
I know of the one that has both.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, we'll look around to see sort of what's going on, because sometimes, like, there's one here in the city. It's just a 9-hole. It's down by the waterfront, but, like, it's trash.
No, this one's not trash. This one's my home course. It's good.
So we'll have to see home course. See, even, that's
I even went to the range yesterday at 8 a.m., the simulator range, and I hit every club. I don't know. You can't really see this too well.
Nope.
I hit every club, and I just gauged my distances, and then I brought it back to my Excel sheet and calculated all my distances, my averages, my variance, because I wanted to see how good where I can expect to hit. Longest drive I hit, 266. Smashed it.
That's pretty good. No wind conditions, no skip, nothing like that. So we'll have to see when the actual invitational happens. But very much so looking forward to that. Let us know, twoseasonapod@gmail.com. Do you want to be a part of the Two-Season-a-Pod Pro-Am Invitational for the Cure? Then let us know. Let us know your T-shirt size, because of course
the band The Cure.
We're making T-shirts. Let us know. It's going to be an incredible weekend.
And the reason is you.
Hooba Stank just walked into the studio, and they walked out very swiftly.
I think I got that right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get on to the finale. The finale of our favorite game, your favorite game, everyone's favorite game. It's not really a game. It's a recap. That recap is MacGyver in Fiverr.
MacGyver in 5. It's time for MacGyver in Fiverr. MacGyver in Fiverr. It's time for MacGyver in Fiverr, because we only have 5 minutes to recap this week's episode of MacGyver.
Yeah, this is a big deal, folks.
Actually, I do have my phone on me.
This is a big deal, folks, because every single week we recap the life of Special Agent MacGyver as he saves the world, saves the United States in the process. But here's the thing. We only have 5 minutes to recap this week's episode, which does happen to be the season finale, episode 22, The Assassin. A lot of action packed in here into this week's episode. Cam kicks off, and then I will follow up with the second half of the episode as Mac. And remember, this is a season finale. These things are big. The stakes are high.
Very high. Very high this week. The episode is called The Assassin. And Cam, I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, Cam, I'm going off your start, so you kick it off here.
3, 2, 1, and to cap off the season, there is no opening gambit. A little bit of a disappointment there, but we do open up when we see a shadowy figure breaking into a home where the shadowy figure ties up a lady and presumably abuses her. A name named Lila, where her sister eventually finds her on the ground. We cut scenes to Mac in a clock shop, shopping for evidence, looking out for evidence for an assassin who has been attacking people without a trace for years now, possibly the same person. Lila's sister goes to the escort shop, shopping over to a different scene here. where Lila works and pays to meet her last customer, C.W. Smith, the man who presumably attacked her. Back at the clock shop, a customer comes in asking for a timer device, presumably for bomb making. The bomb maker eventually attacks Mac from behind, trying to strangle him, attacking him with nunchucks, knives, and even exploding toothpaste. Mac teams save the day by knocking him out, and they learn that this is the assassin they've been looking for, or at least one of them. And he uses call girls or escorts to make money pickups, and later kills the women. A secret phone rings in the shop, and we learn the next money pickup for C.W. Smith was at 3 p.m. at the North Hollywood Cemetery. Father John Mystery shouts out, requested his call girl, Lila's sister, call him at 2 p.m. Terry, Lila's sister, calls at 2 p.m. as requested and meets up with Mac, who thinks she is who she thinks is Mr. Smith, or the man who assaulted her sister. Mac drives to the cemetery so she can grab the briefcase full of money, or full of something at least, and she grabs the briefcase while two agents chase behind her and Mac. They quickly get in the car and get the hell out of there, and to escape them, Mac goes into a parking lot that has tire spike system at the front, which he avoids by placing a 2x4 over the spikes to avoid the blow. His followers aren't so smart, and they pop their tires, leaving them stranded. Back at the hotel room, Matt calls into his team to inform that the briefcase has indicated the next target, and at the same moment, Terry pulls a gun on Mac, telling him to drop the phone now. I'll pass it off to you, Cam.
Terry has the gun at Mac's face, and he puts the phone down and grabs some of the toothpaste, the exploding toothpaste. He flicks it, and it makes a little explosion. A little distraction for Terry, who drops the gun, and Mac picks it up. She fills in Terry about who he is and everything that's going on. Apparently, Terry and Lila were the only two people left in their family. She shed some tears, but now we're back on the road. So now we're looking at Pietro, the name of the assassin who we are looking for, who has been captured. Cam, I think you may have missed that. He's been captured. He's sitting at a safe house somewhere behind bars. But we see Pietro, who's looking stone-faced. He peels off his mustache, revealing a hair clip underneath it. He uses that to pick his handcuffs. He then peels back a fake scar that has a small dart underneath it. He sticks a pea in the dart, takes a styrofoam cup, tears it up, sticks the dart in there, just like an evil MacGyver would. Pietro makes a bunch of noise so the guards open the door. He blows the dart into the guard's chest and steals his keys. Back to Mac and Terry when they are confronted by the Spanish men who were chasing them down from before. Back at the safe house, Pietro hides against the ceiling in the rafters, takes down another guard. This guy really is the evil MacGyver. The Spanish men are holding Mac and Terry at gunpoint because they believe Mac is Pietro, and it is their job to keep the Archbishop safe. Pietro, the assassin, has been hired to kill this archbishop at a public speaking. We then cut to a man limping around a church who is there to see the archbishop. It is actually just Pietro in a very real-looking wig. Back to Mac and the Spanish guards who still don't believe who he says he is. Mac causes a quick distraction by flinging a phone into the guard and then taking his gun. Mac gets a hold of Pete, and Pete tells us that Pietro has escaped the safe house. Terry is left alone where she finds another gun in the suitcase full of cash because she still wants revenge. Mac tries to convince the bishop not to make his public appearance, but the bishop still wants to go through with it. Mac tells everyone to be on the lookout for the assassin. Look for the guy who is most likely to not look like an assassin. A cripple, an old man, and Mac had it right. One of the Spanish guards notices a suspicious fellow who starts to quickly limp away. He can't catch him, and Pietro escapes inside, into the church where Pietro kidnaps a sister before the bishop is about to hold a mass prayer. The bishop arrives in the room for a blessing while Pietro, in the sister's outfit, is kneeling with the dart in his hand. The bishop gets to Pietro, and right before he looks up, he finds Mac staring down at him. That's right, Mac pulled the old switcheroo with the bishop. Pietro attacks Mac before they go running out. Mac's in pursuit. Pietro takes a step outside where Terry's holding the gun and says, "This is for you, Lila." Mac gets the jump, distraction, falls on the dart, dead. I didn't quite finish.
Did we get it?
I didn't get it.
My timer stopped.
I didn't get to the end.
Next time, MacGyver. We'll never know. Tune in never again.
Tune in never again, folks.
Oh, wow, what a season. Wish they kept up with the opening gambit every episode.
Yeah,
I like that little part.
I don't know why
of
I'm
it.
having a tough time finishing off some of these. There's a lot of details there.
Some we just go so quick. And
No,
we're like,
I feel like I've ever
you're detail oriented with things.
I've ever gone over time.
I give the executive summary. I'm like, MacGyver finds the girl, they kiss, and we're good. It's like, what
but
else
see,
happens?
that's not the
What's
point,
matters?
right? We're trying to fill in
I
for somebody who's
understand.
not
I
watching the
understand.
show.
Yeah, but me and you have different opinions of cinema.
Especially when we're watching a television show. You and I have very different opinions about cinema.
Agreed. Agree to disagree on that one, Cam. Well, should we announce our next show?
Do it. I'd love to hear it.
Okay, everyone. This was a tight, how do I even call it? A tight decision, difficult decision, but we ended up looking at 3 different shows, all from the 70s or 80s?
From the 80s.
From the 80s. And we came up with the 80s show, which also has been redubbed, just like every other show that we've seen. I guess that's a good sign. That's right, everyone. It's everyone's favorite West or South Beach show, Miami Vice.
Miami Vice, Season 1, Episode 1, coming at you next week. Of course, in the similar 5-minute recap. You know, the first episodes of shows are always weird, right? Because they're just pilots. It's a show produced, and then you're like, hopefully the network will like it. So we never quite know what's going on, but I'm very excited to kind of lend ourselves to another 22 episodes of this show.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this one. This one hopefully has some good cocaine in it, has some good boats in it.
Yeah.
Hopefully some, just Miami shit.
Miami shit, exactly. Cocaine,
Miami
cocaine
shit.
and boats.
What else is there in Miami?
Sand.
Cocaine, sand, and boats.
That's all they got, really. That's all they got.
That's what I signed up for.
Yeah.
All right, Cam, let's get on to our last episode of the evening because I have to go try on suits today.
For the second week in a row? You were doing that last week.
Shannon wants to see it in person, so
Okay.
yeah. Hey, I thought I was independent enough to pick my own suit. Apparently, I'm not.
No. Cummerbund or no
All right.
cummerbund?
I don't know what that is. Oh, the little thing that goes around your abs?
Yeah.
Dude, I told you, I've been working my obliques. It'll rip through it.
No, but how are you going to catch all the crumbs that are going to fall? That's the point of the cummerbund, is to catch the crumbs.
Catch the little crumbs. No cummerbund.
Okay.
Vest, no cummerbund.
Okay.
All right, okay. Oh, my back is still fucked. Ugh. Massages, I tell you, Cam. You can't live with them, can't live without them.
I guess so. We're playing Headline or Asinine.
Hey, headline or asinine. Hey, headline or asinine.
I'll kick us off this week, where we try and find the craziest headlines we can on the internet, or we try and fake someone else out with one that is potentially true. But as we know, things are crazy out there, and headlines are even crazier. Cam, your first headline. Auburn man arrested for leaving flowers at fiance's grave.
Arrested. Auburn. That's a place. That's a university. Arrested for putting... Now, I'm sure they're, at the grave, right? So things probably ended untimely. There could be some kind of circumstance where the family of the deceased is mad, or at the ex-fiance doesn't want them around here. So it could be something like that. Or and more likely option in my mind, they weren't just flowers, they were shit flowers. They were like kind of flowers molded out of shit. Wow. So really, it's kind of like defecating on a grave, almost, in a way. And that's the situation that I would see being like really offensive, really harmful. Because what's the harm in putting flowers out on a grave? And also, does this grave have a Google Home on it, getting constantly monitored, so they can tell who it is? So that, to me, the flowers would have to be so obscenely offensive that it would require an arrest. This one's tough. I hope everything worked out for everybody. I'm going to say this one's asinine.
This one's a headline out of Atlanta, where there was definitely some tensions between the fiance as well as the fiance's family. So we'll get some names here. Tom Ford, funny enough, not the famous designer, has a littering charge after putting not cut flowers but a flower box at his fiance's grave. So originally you're allowed to put cut flowers at a grave, but you cannot put a flower box by city laws. So he went ahead and called the city and said, hey, do you mind if I put this box of flowers by her grave? She hated cut flowers. I want to give her a box of flowers. People in the city told them that they do not enforce the rule unless a family member asks for it to be removed. Hagen was then arrested for littering after putting the flowers on her grave, as the warrant for his arrest was made by a member of her family, and we don't really know why. I presume they didn't like each other very much, and they wanted some revenge on him for something that he did. I'm sure there's more to the story that the news media could not figure out. Was arrested for this. I'm sure he got out because littering is not that big of a charge. I'm not saying that I'm anti-global warming. I'm just saying that if you want to leave flowers on your dead fiance's grave, you should be able to. Am I that bad of a person?
I don't think you are, Cam. Yeah, you're right. There has to be something involved with some tension between. Maybe it was the parents of the deceased somehow blame the other man for.
Yeah, it's the envelopes.
Exactly. It's an envelope type situation. Okay, Cam, here we go. Headliner Asinine. Mazda drivers have their radios stuck on NPR.
This seems like a Reddit comment rather than an actual headline. It's like these fucking leftist goddamn Mazda drivers probably can't even get their radios off NPR. I don't think.
You don't think?
I don't think this is a diss towards people with Mazda saying that they're all left-wing libtards. I think this could be actually a real problem that Mazda has. As everyone knows, the radio dial is no longer a dial. It's just a screen. And because of that, people can hack these things. I'm going to go ahead and say that someone is hacking into Mazdas, keeping them locked on NPR for some political reason because they were talking about Joe Byron. And that person was Joe Byron. That's a headline.
Cam, this is a headline here for you. This is a story coming out of the Seattle area where Mazda drivers with cars from 2014 to 2017 are reporting that their radios are stuck on one station, and that is NPR. So this is about KUOW-FM, the local NPR station, has been contacted by many Mazda drivers with a complaint that the radio station is stuck on the car's onboard entertainment system. The radio station is frozen, and the onboard screen is constantly rebooting itself. No word if it's a hacker, however. However, the radio station is aware of the issue, and so is Mazda.
It's Joe Byron.
So is Mazda, who has reached out to the technology company Zerpy, who are the ones who designed the onboard system, who are investigating the issue. They said that Mazda owners are encouraged to contact their local dealers, who will submit a request to Mazda's warranty department and will schedule a free repair once they figure out what is happening. If not, Mazda says it will just replace the onboard system on the car.
That's nice of them. Very much, what do you call it? North Face-esque.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. Hey, happy to hear it. Okay, ready for your next headline, Cam?
Yeah, give it to me.
Man cracks open 15-year cold case after catching evidence while ice fishing.
Now, man cracks. There's a
lot of puns in this.
There's a lot of
man cracks open 15-year-old cold case after catching evidence while ice fishing.
A lot of puns in this.
A lot of puns in this,
which is scary. Right off the bat. Yeah, so I guess it's just when I think man, I think it's not like a police officer. Those odds would be too incredibly small. You know, like a cop who was aware of this cold case. In any way, maybe you're ice fishing, you think you got something, and then maybe you pulled up a hand. or a piece of clothing or something, right? But no, but it would have to be significant enough that you would contact the police. Because I feel like if you were ice fishing and you pulled up like a t-shirt, you'd be like, just some trash or whatever, and you would, put it back in the ocean where it belongs.
You don't ice fish in the ocean?
It would have to be something specific, like something enough that would warrant you contacting the police about it. So something like a body part, or maybe a piece of jewelry or something to that effect. The headline gets me with too many puns, though, which is really the scariest part. I am curious to hear exactly how this all kind of went down. So I'm going to say it's a headline.
You were right, Cam. The puns gave it away. This is asinine.
Too many puns.
Too many puns. I thought it was pretty well written.
Yeah,
I thought good. I could have made it even like punnier, but then it would have been just over the top. Like cold case cracked wide open after something like that. Where basically the same thing.
No,
Anyway,
it was good. It was a good one. It was a good one. Okay, Cam, we got another headline for you here. Headliner Asinine, testicle bath wins award as innovative birth control for men.
You messed up on this one, Cam, because we already went over this. This was the invention where they put your nuts in a little, like, whatever you call it. Like, it was like a what are those things? Ultrasounds? There's like an ultrasound device where it buzzes for like 45 seconds.
Oh, we did this one already?
It was like a while ago, and you were like, there's no way they could do that, blah, blah, blah. And you were like, I don't believe in contraception. I think God's plan is to not have contraception.
Absolutely
You were far Rush Limbaughing it. I don't know what was up with you that day. And then I was like, no, it's a headline. But
okay, if we've done it, I can go to another one. I got tons of backups.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do another one if we've already done it. It's bound to happen eventually. So Cam, here we go. Headliner Asinine, Idaho Potato Commission releases limited edition potato perfume.
Oh, man. Imagine if they released a potato NFT. I'd be all over that shit.
Of course, Cam, you're big on the NFTs these days with UFC.
I own 4.
Now, you have this very, very limited edition NFT of Dana White just doing a big line of cocaine.
Yeah, they call it the white line.
The white line.
Never crossed the white line. Potato farmers making potato perfume. Shit, this screams Idaho in my books. I'm surprised Saskatchewan's not on top of this yet. I think this one's a little bit weak, honestly, from them. I think they should have gone the NFT route, because if you really want to get people supporting Idaho farmers, you want to get the youth doing it, right? Just like everyone supported GameStop when they were against the analysts, or the analysts were against them. Mm-hmm. Potato farmers need to find a way to get creative. They need to find a way to get the millennials posting on 4chan. They need to get them posting on Reddit. They need them protesting for potato farmer rights. And that's why this is a headline.
Cam, this one is a headline here for you. Story right out of Idaho for all you potato fans right before Valentine's Day. This was a fragrance made from stilled potatoes and essential oils, where apparently it comes out when you spray it smelling like a fresh plate of French fries. CEO Jamie Higham says whether you're at a drive-thru, restaurant, or dining in, it's almost impossible to not grab a fry and take a bit before you dive into your meal. The bottles were priced fairly low at only $1.89 per bottle on the website, which sold out very quickly of their stock, so you're not able to get any more. The only way that you can get your hands on some now is to win one through their social media contests. They're having a kind of sign up and you can win a bottle. So that's the only way. That's the only way to stock up, especially before Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Are you doing anything for Valentine's Day? Are you buying anything?
Completely forgot about it until about last night at 12:30 a.m. So
nice. So I'll take that as a no. Wait, is that today? No, it's on the 14th. We're good.
It's Monday, I believe.
Right. Okay, headliner asking Cam. Bored Russian museum guard drew eyes onto $1.4 million painting.
Drew eyes on a painting. I could see this being like an accident thing. You know, maybe they didn't know that it was a piece of art, certainly like a valuable piece of art. I thought it was maybe something, almost like without the nefarious intention of defacing a mural. Maybe it was just they saw a mural and like, it'll be funny. Gonna blip, 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 maybe draw a little face on it. Because if this was in like an art gallery or something, like what is propelling you to do that in an art gallery of all places, right? I'm trying to picture, like some late night security guard swinging his baton, whistling, doing the rounds at 2 a.m. And he stops, he's looking at all the art and trying to, appreciate its meaning or something. And then he stops and he sees a piece of art, with blank faces on it. And he's like, you know what these blank faces need? A hastily drawn little cartoonish smiley face. Or maybe he kind of did a little Nirvana thing, right? With a little squiggly mouth and maybe some like little single lines of hair sticking out. That would be a lot of fun. So I hope for the best. I just want to know what's going through this guy's mind. I'm going to say this one's a headline.
This is a headline out of Russia where the guard was promptly fired. The 60-year-old guard drew peepers on Anna Leberodowski's avant-garde artwork. The three figures they look like, I don't know, man. It's art. It's three people. One has red hair, one has gray, one has black hair. They don't have faces, and he thought it'd be... They don't even know why he did it. Anyway, it's going to cost $46,000 to restore Leberodowski's three figures portraits to the original form on it. If found guilty, he could be served up to 3 months in jail time. And oh, by the way, did I mention it was his first day on the job?
What? Like,
yeah.
How do you not... like, so first day on the job, they're probably like, okay, so you're gonna do you're gonna do the rounds, and then did he just like stop at a painting and go like, this is a beautiful painting, you know what it needs? Like, what's going through
I bet no one would notice if I did. Yeah, he did that.
Wow. That's
what
incredible.
A hero.
What the hero that we all didn't ask for,
but didn't deserve. Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, Cam. Okay, I got one here for you. Headline or asinine?
Right.
Headline or asinine here. Olympians are being fed gruel like they're in the prison system. Gruel.
I don't know if this might be a historic first two-season pod. Oh my god. 2-season-a-pod first. I did see a headline about this in the news and saw a picture of, I think it was potatoes. Mostly potatoes. And something else. I think maybe some greens. The conditions in China don't seem to be absolutely fantastic. Small hotel rooms, terrible food. Now, I wonder how the Chinese athletes are being treated. I imagine they'd probably be treated the exact same, right? Right.
Probably not, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh. What, you think there's discrepancy? Yeah, so I did see something about this. The food looked awful, but it was from an unverified source from a Russian athlete, so we're not 100% sure, but it does look like prison food rather than the food an Olympian, the greatest amateur athletes that we have, would eat. I'm going to say headline.
Cam, this one is a headline here for you. This is a story coming from the Olympic Games where many athletes who are currently in quarantine, so there has been small COVID outbreaks that obviously aren't making the front page of the news because they don't want that information to really get out there, where Olympians who are being placed into these quarantines, who are being brought food, are apparently being brought just fucking slop. Apparently, some photos have circulated online of a meal that looks like a hair better than the Firefest styrofoam plate, fucking little piece of bread and some cheese thing. Some quotes here saying, "My stomach hurts. I'm very pale. I have huge black circles under my eyes. I want this all to end. I cry every day." You can see little portions. It's like probably a half cup of pasta, a little dollop of pasta sauce.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple olives in there. They're being fed apparently pretty poorly compared to their counterparts who are able to go out and actually like get food for themselves. Where the actual Olympians are being fed meals that feature salmon, cucumbers, sausages, and yogurt. But the ones who are in quarantine are just being left in the dust to kind of fend for themselves.
I'm shocked.
You're shocked? You're shocked that China would treat people kind of poorly? What's up, China?
Yeah, what's up, China? Yeah, big China guys here.
Big China fans over here. Yeah.
Big China fans.
Yeah.
Go Uyghur Muslims. Let's not make this political, Cam. We all know China's fucked. Yeah, we'll just plow ahead.
And that's how you play it, folks. That's how you play Headline Asinine.
Did you hear that the Chinese men's national hockey team only has 5 Chinese-born players on it?
Where'd the rest from?
North America, Russia. They just have Chinese parents.
Yeah,
And
that's
they were
allowed.
Like, bring them on the team.
That's allowed.
It shouldn't be.
No, you have to be born there.
I think so. I think that makes sense. You don't think that makes sense? Like, because you like the thing with other ones is you have dual citizenship. These people don't have dual citizenship.
Yeah, I know FIFA operates under a similar thing, the World Cup of Soccer, where you choose to play for the country. You don't have to necessarily be from that country. Where it's kind of like the country either accepts you or they don't. But no, if you're first generation Canadian, you probably have a lot of cultural roots tied to another country, so why the hell not? See, guys like you and I, we have no business playing or competing for any other country besides Canada. We have no business. We are so deeply ingrained in being Canadian.
I could do Greece.
No, you can't, though.
We'll leave that between the IOC and me.
And I'm pretty sure you would lose that bet every time.
We'll see about that.
My stepmom's Greek. Can I?
Yep. Should be allowed.
Yeah. Well, hey, I have my stepmom's parents were born in England. I should be able to play soccer for the English national team.
Right. I agree. Plug it or shrug it, baby.
Plug it or shrug it. 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 Plug it or shrug it.
What do you got?
Plug it or shrug it. New segment. We love it here. Cam, I got a plug here for you. Last week, I had mentioned the email settings. Everyone go make sure to check your email settings. And Cam, this week I was scrolling through the likes of Twitter, Instagram, and I realized that there's so much shit on here that I don't care for. I don't want to see. I don't give a shit. I open my Instagram. If I open my Instagram Discover page, I want to see people lifting weight, people playing basketball, or people wrestling. I don't, or comic books. I don't want to see.
Or Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson.
I don't, though. So that's, I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck, clearly people you follow and people, if people you follow like a post, that post is going to show up on your thing, and then the ads find you, and you're like, this is complete bullshit. I want these companies to know what the shit I want to see. So that's when I saw the three little dots at the top of each post where you can actually select not interested. Cam, I've spent the last maybe part of my week, anytime I'm scrolling through my Twitter, Instagram, if I see something I don't want to see, you hit those 3 little buttons, not interested, goes away forever. And the results I have noticed are incredible. Now, my Twitter feed, although it shows you ads, it's only ads for things that I believe are pertinent to me. It's a lot of sports stuff, a lot of wrestling stuff. I pull open my Instagram page, and now it's just people lifting weights, comics, wrestling, and basketball. It's actually been like very enjoyable. It just takes a second to fucking boom, not interested. You won't see the shit you don't want to see anymore. So I'm not gonna hate on the people who I do follow, who are clearly through the algorithm.
No, shrug them.
Yeah, I'm gonna shrug you guys, because clearly through your shitty algorithms, you're making my shit look bad. I don't want to have to unfollow you. I will, though. I will, if I believe your follows are detrimental to my well-being. So I might just have to do that. So that's what I'm gonna plug. Go through your shit. It has surprising results.
All right, I love it, Cam. Totally agree with you. Or just get off social media entirely. That's the second option. And to follow that, I'll give you my plug. Maybe a good resolution for you for one of the oldest recommendations almost ever, Lent. Give up something for the 45 days up until Easter. Start on March 4th. Test yourself in your discipline, whether it be quick snacks at the grocery store, eating out, social media. I'm going to try and go no television or YouTube before 10 a.m. every day. That's going to be my goal. Not a big one, but enough to change your habits. Try and do something different for Lent. Make a small little difference and make a small little win in your life.
And those little goals, that's a big thing, right? You know, whether it's for Lent or for something else, you know, wake up and read a book before you look at a screen.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? Keep your mind moving.
Wake up, sheeple.
Wake up, take a big shit, or don't. No shitting before 10 a.m. That's what I'm gonna give up for Lent. I'm gonna hold it in until 10:01 and then just explode.
No deuces.
No dukes, baby. That's all the time we have for the episode of the podcast this week. Folks, thanks for listening. Rate, review, like, subscribe. The show is everywhere. And be sure to tune in because next week we will have a 5-minute recap, Season 1, Episode 1 of Miami Vice. Of course, the old one, not the reboot. We're not rebooting shit here on the podcast. And you're gonna want to stay tuned.
That's right, everyone. And my fact is already said. The Chinese hockey team only has 6 Chinese-born players on it. Sorry about that, folks. We'll tune in next week.
Take care, folks.
Continuing tonight on Two Seas in a Pod. 96.7 on your...
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.